Hey everybody, I just wanted to go through some of the general nutrition questions that we have when people are getting started with our program. Generally, I like to try to make this easier than harder. So make meals simple. If you can stick with the food that's on our list, it makes it easier as well. But I'm going to actually start with our grocery list. This is something that you should get either your first or second night here, just ask for it. But it breaks down the proteins, carbohydrates, and then fats, and also some condiments. So I'm going to talk about proteins for a second. So protein is probably the most important thing that we're going to talk about. And we want to stick with lean sources of protein. So chicken breasts, a lot of fish is very lean, just check the nutrition label. And then also there's lean cuts of steak like flank steak. Some pork can be very lean. Just check it out. Protein powders are also a good source. But kind of look at your nutrition labels. Also, you can download MyFitnessPal and you can see what exactly I'm talking about. And what I mean by lean is that it's going to be about 90% lean. So 90-10 in a beef, or like lean chicken breast would have like 1 gram of fat or less. The next thing is carbohydrates. These are super important, especially when we're lifting weights and exercising hard like we do in the gym here. So carbohydrates are going to be used as a fuel source, and we want to stick to mostly complex carbohydrates during the day. So that's brown rice. Sweet potatoes are super nutrient dense, so I highly recommend getting those. Other things on this are Ezekiel bread. You get that in the freezer section. Quinoa, stuff like that. So those are complex carbohydrates. They're best for right before your workout or any time during the day. Next is a simple carbohydrate. So simple carbs are going to be starchy, very starchy. Okay, so we're talking about white rice, couscous, beans. Basically any fruit is a simple carb. So that's good stuff to have right around your workout, like right after your workout. During the day, they're not as good for you. Okay, they're going to kind of burn fast. They're going to increase your insulin levels, and they could make you more tired. All right, let's talk about vegetables as carbohydrates. So vegetables are a source of carbohydrate. Ones listed here are the ones we recommend. The greener, the better. All right, green vegetables are not going to make you fat. They're going to help you stay lean. So think about that when you're picking out your vegetables. Okay, peas, I would be worried about them. They're very high in carbohydrates compared to like a leafy lettuce. So lots of vegetables. Try to use them as your primary source of carbohydrates if you're trying to lose weight. If you're trying to gain weight, on the other hand, we should be looking at less like carbohydrates, like white rice, stuff with less fiber in it that won't fill you up as much. All right, let's talk about fats. So fats are essential for health. You have to have fats in your diet. They're good for your brain. Your brain operates a lot off of fat. Glucose is a big thing too, so sugars, but we're going to talk about fats here for a second. So I have a list of fats that we recommend. Now take note, when you're measuring your fats, it's important to measure them correctly. A tablespoon of peanut butter, over like tons of it on there, if you just go in there and grab it, there could be a difference between 200 and 400 calories in a scoop of peanut butter. So just be careful with how you're measuring your oils and fats and nuts and stuff like that. A handful of nuts could be the difference between 160 calories, or if you massive handful of nuts, could be 400 to 500 calories. So you're probably going to need to weigh it. I would recommend getting a digital food scale. You can get them at Walmart, Hy-Vee, you can buy them on Amazon. Digital food scale is going to be super helpful for this nutrition plan and basically for any time you're measuring foods. We have extra items on here, and then beverages that we recommend. Mostly it should be water, but I understand that water gets tiring after a while. So, you know, there's some drinks that you can have. Sweeteners, now some people get massive headaches from them, but to be honest with you, there's not a lot of studies showing that sweeteners are terrible for you unless you have them in massive quantities. Okay, your body should be able to digest them. And then we have a supplement list that we recommend. We do carry some of those supplements here at CrossFit Credence. So that's the nutrition list. Now we're going to talk a little bit next about what a daily calorie input looks like. So we will get you, after we do an InBody, we're going to go through and make up some numbers for you that we have in a program, and we take your basal metabolic rate and then we add and subtract some numbers in there to generate a calorie count for you, and then we take some multipliers to get the number of protein calories, carbohydrate calories, and fat calories you get, and then we go into grams with those. So when we give you that sheet, it's going to have different days on there, and the time that you work out is how you're going to kind of place that. So if you work out at 7:30 at night, you're probably going to have 3 to 4 meals prior to exercising. So you're going to look at that sheet and you're going to say, I am working out after 4 meals. Okay, so you're going to make sure you get your 4 meals in. Every single meal is going to have proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, basically no matter what. Okay, the numbers are dependent on the size of the person and how much body fat they have to lose or how much muscle mass they are going to gain. Next, we're going to talk about a rest day. So rest days are slightly different, and it's on the bottom. So on the sheet, there should be a non-weight training day. So anytime that you're not working hard, like if you go for a walk, it doesn't count. Okay, I would consider that a non-weight training day. A light jog for like 20 minutes, I'd still consider that a non-weight training day. So just kind of, a weight training day, you'd probably burn between 500 to 700 calories in a workout. And in a normal CrossFit workout, as long as you're going hard, you probably will burn that no problem in an hour. So that should answer those questions. A meal, like I said, protein, fat, and carbohydrate. So protein, you could have a chicken breast, but just make sure you're weighing that. So let's say 25 grams of protein is about 3.5 ounces of chicken, okay? So we're looking for 3.5 ounces of chicken to get to 25 grams of protein. And then let's say we have some sweet potatoes on there, so you're gonna need net weight, probably like a cup of sweet potatoes. I would look at the weight. I'm not sure what that is off the top of my head, but we'd put some sweet potatoes in there. I would try to add some vegetables just for the nutrients, the micronutrients. So let's just throw some broccoli in with it. And then also we need fat in that meal. So most people's fats are fairly low on this. So if you need like 7 to 10 grams of fat in that meal, then we're just gonna add maybe some olive oil to cook the vegetables in, and that'll be our fat for that meal. So that could be an example of a meal. Now some people get confused when they're measuring. So you have to be wary about this, especially when you're measuring chicken or like proteins. So if you measure it in grams, 25 grams of protein, the measurement of weight on that would be closer to 75 grams weight. Okay, so just be careful when you're measuring that you don't think, oh, I only get 25 grams weight of protein, because that's going to be like this much protein, whereas like 75 grams is more like this much protein. So it's a big difference. Just keep that in mind, okay? Obviously, if you guys have questions, this is a very basic talk about what we do at the nutrition programs. If you guys have questions, reach out to myself or any other staff member, and we'll get you rolling with that. All right, let's get after it.